This is FE Peer Review. The date is December the 10th, 2021. YouTube's dysfunctional copyright infringement system. This issue has come up twice today, so I thought it would be a good day to make a quick video about it and bring it to your attention if you're not already aware. We need to find a way to respond to this. Now, some of you may recall that I recently made a video, it was on November 26th, in which I used 1 minute of the film Idiocracy in my 21-minute video. This is a screenshot from that. Within a minute or two of my having published that video, I received a notice from YouTube stating that a copyright claim had been made against my video. Not a strike, which is more serious, just a claim. What a claim means is that any income I might receive from this video would go to the claimant. Now, in my case, my channel's not monetized, so it doesn't really affect me financially. But in principle, there was something wrong here, and I felt obliged, and I said it at the time, to respond to this. So I contested the claim right away, as soon as I saw that message. The claim was made by Fox Entertainment, the owners of the video of the film Idiocracy. I filed my contesting of their claim with a carefully worded response. I was given a little text box with a limit of something like 1,000 characters. And I squeezed it all in there. I did my homework, and I made a irrefutable case that they had no right to file a claim in this circumstance. I'll get into the details of what I said in a moment. That was on November 26th. Today I received a message from YouTube. Hi, FE Peer Review. Good news. After reviewing your dispute, Fox has decided to release their copyright claim on your YouTube video. So they dropped it. Fox Entertainment dropped their claim against FE Peer Review when I said, this is ridiculous. Now, either I'm some incredibly powerful force in the entertainment industry, or they knew they didn't have a leg to stand on. And by my lightly blowing over them, they've toppled off that leg they couldn't stand on. They filed that claim. There was no basis for it, none whatsoever. And they filed it knowing that. And as soon as they were challenged, they backed off. Fox Entertainment backed off when FE Peer Review said, no, that doesn't sound right, brother. Try again. That's how baseless their claim was. Now, that was the first time that came up today. The second time it came up today was when I saw this video by Creaky Blinder, one of my favorite YouTubers, a fellow I hope to meet someday. And he did this video in support of another creator that I'm not aware of named TotallyNotMark. TotallyNotMark apparently has quite a large channel in which he, I'm not sure, reviews video games or something. Anyhow, I wasn't familiar with his channel, but that's beside the point. It's his work. He devotes himself to it to the extent that he's actually got a couple of employees. And they, I gather, review video games. Now, reviewing stuff has been done since stuff has been done. There have always been reviewers, and if you're going to review something, you're pretty much going to have to refer to it. So by the nature of his work, he is showing video games on his channel and reviewing them. So Mark, I'll show you here. Mark has had in one day 150 copyright claims made against his channel by the owner of the video games that he has been reviewing. All 150 videos have been forced down off his channel. He's no longer got the income from them, and he's not going to be able to pay the people that work for him or himself, because he depends on the income from those videos to pay those people. Now we've seen Fox back down basically because they were abusing the system and they got called out on it. This guy's having his channel destroyed, and he's a professional. I'm just a nobody. I'm just doing this for fun. This guy, this is his work. And he's having his channel destroyed by people who are very possibly abusing the system in the same way. How does this system actually work? It's called Content ID, and it's a service that YouTube offers. This is the Content ID page on the Google website, the YouTube Help website, which is part of Google. So, Content ID. YouTube only grants Content ID copyright to owners who meet specific criteria. So not anybody can use this service. You've got to meet specific criteria. Do I meet that criteria? Let's see. To be approved, they must own exclusive rights to a substantial body of original material that is frequently uploaded by the YouTube creator community. What does that mean? It means that I'm out. I can't use this service. I can't use YouTube's tools for protecting my copyright material because my material is copyright. I own the material I've created, but I don't have access to this powerful tool produced by YouTube because I am not the creator of a substantial body of original material. I mean, I've got 100 and some videos up, but that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about blockbuster movies, television serials, stuff like that. And also material that is frequently uploaded by the YouTube creator community. So when you see Simon Dan use a clip of everybody face palming, he got that little clip from some movie somewhere. I'm curious where it came from. Anyway, that's what they're talking about. Stuff like that that gets used that way. That's who gets to use this incredibly powerful tool that's automatic in YouTube if you happen to be one of the big shots, one of the big media companies like Disney or Fox or the BBC. They get this tool. They get access to this tool. They get to protect their copyright material with this tool. And we don't. So there's the first problem. The system is rigged by YouTube to favor big capital. Okay, next thing. Content owners who repeatedly make erroneous claims can have their Content ID access disabled. Okay. Fox made an erroneous claim when they claimed against me. Do they do it frequently? Yes, I can assure you they do because they did it within a minute of my video coming out. And they were able to do it within a minute of my video coming out because they use services like Content ID. And there's another here, Audible Magic, is a company. Their whole purpose of existence is to help companies like Fox find their material out there on the internet being used in ways it's not supposed to be used. Now, they want to protect their copyright, that's fine. But there is such a thing as fair use, and they are completely ignoring it. They are completely ignoring fair use. They hire companies like Audible Magic, which says, once implemented, our ID service runs 24/7, 365. In other words, there's no human involved. It's all done with bots. It's machinery running 24 hours a day in some server farm somewhere, matching images and sounds with a database. Now, YouTube actually requires in their guidelines, it wasn't in the part we were just looking at, but elsewhere, they require that claimants like Fox must watch the video before they can make a claim on it. As I pointed out, Fox made their claim on my 21-minute long video 1 minute after it was published. So they are blatantly abusing YouTube's own requirements on how the service is used, but they are not being stopped by YouTube for breaking YouTube's own rules. Whereas we, who are following the rules, are having our work taken down. In some cases, like this poor fellow Mark, his business being destroyed, and he is following the rules. He's doing the right thing. His business gets destroyed. Fox Entertainment is flouting the rules, flouting the guidelines, and flouting the law, and they get to go their merry way. That's how the system is currently set up. So, I ought to be sticking a feather in my cap here. I am not in the mood. What did I actually write to YouTube when I contested this claim? Excuse me. When I contested this claim at YouTube, it was actually going to Fox Entertainment, but through YouTube. I had 1,000 characters or something. I quoted from the copyright.gov website, the U.S. government's website on fair use and copyright. They list 4 criteria that can contribute to fair use. And my example fit to a T 3 of those 4 criteria. I also used 1% of their movie. Their movie was 100 minutes long. I used about a minute. And it constituted about 5% of my video. So it was not the major part of my video. It was the very, very minor part of my video. That was also part of the fair use criteria. I followed the fair use criteria to a T, as do all these YouTube video guys. I'm totally not saying anybody's doing anything wrong here. I'm just saying this is what I experienced. In my response to Fox, I referred to copyright.gov. I referred to the 4 criteria and that I met 3 of them. I referred to them specifically. I referred to the percentages, the actual minutes of material used. Basically, I completely tore their claim to shreds by doing that. Now, why did it work? It's all a matter of economics. They've got a tool that costs them practically nothing to operate. Once they've paid their fee to YouTube or Audible Magic or whoever they're buying the service from, they've got a computer that's using a little bit of electricity somewhere that's chugging away 24 hours a day. No people involved. Now, it breaks YouTube's rules that no people are involved, but YouTube overlooks that. Besides, these guys, they're big advertisers. We don't want to upset them, you know. So they just flag every video that comes up. It's got anything in it. They flag it, and then they automatically file a claim. And they depend on us not to contest it. If we don't contest it, they get the money our videos are making. So we're working for them for free if we don't contest it. But if we contest it, it goes back to them, and they have a choice at this point. They can do what YouTube requires and actually watch the video and respond to our claim, to our counterclaim. That means a human being is involved, and there's a labor cost associated with that. In other words, there's an economic consideration. Or they can simply say, it's all right, never mind, we withdraw. After reviewing your dispute, Fox has decided to release their copyright claim. That's their alternative. They can either take somebody's time, staff time, and expense, labor, and review it, or they can just say, no, never mind, forget it. You can do your thing. We won't bother you. Which is, of course, the cheaper alternative for them. Especially since they know they haven't got a leg to stand on. So they depend on us not to contest. As long as we do not contest, the economics of this system are rigged in their favor. But we have the right to contest. YouTube gives us that. We have the right to contest. And if we do, we can shift the economics so that they can no longer make these automatic claims. I mean, if they go out there and make 1 million automatic claims and 1 million people counterclaim, that's a major headache for them. They're just going to have to, it won't work for them anymore. They can't afford it. They actually have to focus on finding the actual violations and not just harassing everybody. So that is a start on an approach. We have to fight back every single time. And I think the way to do it is a simple little message. I wish I had saved the one I wrote. I don't know if there's some way for me to retrieve it. A simple little message that's pointed, that refers specifically to the law. Point by point, there are 4 points, and pins it down to the minute to the percent, 5% of your film, of my 5% of my video, 1% of your film. I mean, we have to go at them like that, because that forces them to respond in kind, and they can't afford to respond in kind. They can only afford to walk all over us if we don't stand up. So let's stand up and fight back. Will it work? Who knows? But if we don't, we can be sure of one thing: we'll be walked on. We'll be squashed under their weight. So that's FE peer review. Not my usual sort of thing. But do me a favor, go over, I'll put the link in the description. Go over to Creaky Blinder, check out his video, and check out his link. I'll put that in the description too. He's got a link to Mark's video as well. Give Mark a shout out. Let him know that you're concerned about this. And if you're a creator, I really would encourage you to make a video about this as well. Talk about this issue. The more this is out there, the more uncomfortable it becomes for YouTube management. They need us to keep their wonderful business running. We really can't let them walk all over us and not complain. We've got to let them know we're unhappy. They're running a business. They'll listen if we talk loud enough. It's not a dictatorship. They'll listen. Okay, thank you for listening to my ramble. I'm sorry I wasn't concise and precise and calm and all of that. But I think you all understand. I wish you a very good rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.